Welcome to the kNights podcast. I'm your host, Keikoa, and with me tonight is Ben.
Hey.
And Corey.
Hey.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Very good. We're in space now.
I'm sorry, Hal. Was it Hal? No. Dave. Sorry. Sorry, Dave.
There you go. We were banned from the internet for a little while. just temporarily right there. So you're doing okay? Keeping busy?
Yep. Crescendo.
And we're back. Ah, there we go.
And awesomeness ensues.
There you go. Good night, folks. No. So you've been doing okay?
Yeah.
We're a little delayed. We didn't get a chance to do a podcast earlier, but catching up a little bit.
Holidays stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. But yeah, it's good to hear you're doing okay.
Yeah.
What we got on this?
A lot of... Yeah.
We got some news and notes, some tits and bits, right?
But we should start off with the round table.
Yes.
Ben?
Yes. What is the round table?
I don't know. What is it? Ben?
I'm supposed to pass it to you.
Oh. Well, if you insist. Round table is just a quick question, comment thing, and we just give a quick comment on basically whatever that question is or whatever it happens to be that week. And this week we happen to have a question pertaining to one of the many things we talk about, movies. And Ben, would you like to take it away?
Take it away now.
Yes, take it away.
What qualities does a movie have to have in order for you to have to want to actually set aside time and dedicate yourself to watching it in the theater versus saying I can wait until it comes out on DVD or Netflix, or maybe just even wait a little bit longer. Like, I'll wait till it's in the $2 theater, $3 theater. Still have this?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay.
So basically, what makes a movie worth going to see in the theater versus just waiting till
It comes out on DVD.
Till later.
DVD, $2 theater. Basically, till it's reduced in price down from
$12 to...
Is it just $12? It feels like they're more expensive
Yeah,
now.
it's probably like $14 now or something.
And that's if you don't see it in
D-box.
any kind of D-box.
Actually,
or
you can't
3D.
even see it in 3D, or else that goes up to like $20. Was it like 3D? It's like 3.
So basically, what makes a movie worth going to see it for a large price tag,
Yes.
basically. That's the question.
Okay.
That's our roundtable question.
So, Keikoa, what makes a movie?
I'd want to say anything with really cool effects that would be better in the theater, like something that's big, like a big type movie, like your Pacific Rims, where something that looks big, even because we have big screens at our houses.
Eye candy big?
But yeah, something that would look that much bigger on a giant theater screen. I think that's something that I'd want to go see in theaters. Is something that would be bigger, that
Something
best
visually
bigger.
impactful.
Right. Or something that just looks good big, basically. Really big.
That's
You
what
like
she said.
big things.
Big things. Large things.
So
But yeah.
large things.
I think that's one of the things that, at least I think, look at if I'd want to actually go see it in the theater versus just waiting till I got to my house and I go, okay, I got a nice big TV, but
It's not the same.
it is not the same. And there's no D-box.
All right.
But I mean, I guess that's my thing. Small bit. Tad. My small thing about big things. Large things. Corey? Are you laughing at my large things?
Yes, very large
Small
things.
Okay.
I'm laughing at the small
Oh,
things.
the small things. Okay. They're tiny and then...
All the
small
things.
Truth brings. I'll take.
I think
all
you
right.
skipped a verse.
Probably.
It's not the Blink podcast. That's our other podcast that we have, obviously. That's just dedicated.
All things Blink-182.
Exactly. It's just our Blink 182 podcast. Going strong
Exactly 182 minutes at each time.
every time. And we just go over lyrics. That's all we go over.
Can you
And
make him do a
like-
spit take? Right, Corey.
Right. Back to you, Corey.
All right. So, what makes a movie theater worthy for me? I'd have to say something with really good cinematics, something that just is like pretty, kind of like how I think Fantastic Four is going to be. How it's just going to be really pretty and have a lot of cinematography that looks really good and visual effects and everything.
Boo.
Boost.
No, boo fantastic.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty. I don't know how the movie's actually going to be, but it looks nice, so I might go see it just because of the visual effects and how it's going to look.
Yeah, I think we
And
all
it looks-
agreed that the trailer looks good, but we're like all like, I don't know what they're going to actually make
like
the movie.
plot-wise, maybe not so much, but I also like ones with good score, movies with good scores, since my speaker system at home isn't quite as good as the speaker system you would get in a theater. So a movie with a good score, a good soundtrack is something that I like to see in theaters as well,
Oh, okay.
to get that full surround sound and that full experience.
The IMAX experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Ben,
I'm having computer issues.
that doesn't affect you answering that question.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe he had music that went along with it. His was a multimedia experience.
It
Ours were
was.
just answers.
Yeah.
we don't have any backup. We're just like,
You have to pay the premium though for this. That's why he's giving you some time.
yes. But Ben brings it strong, so he's got a whole setup. There will be a fog machine in use. You may not see it, but it's gonna be awesome. There will be light
With
effects,
lasers?
lasers, exactly.
Is this for our live show?
Wacky waveling inflatable
Exactly.
arm man.
Waveling?
What he said. It's gonna be- he's still working on it.
And action.
And
No action.
And it's broken. Technical difficulties.
A little bit, on the Talk Knights podcast.
light.
We'll bring it
now
back.
It came back,
Okay, it came back.
I think. Wait.
It's there. I see it. It's the light at the end of the tunnel.
Is that
It's
a
gonna
train?
happen. Oh no. It's a train wreck.
Oh no. Okay.
I got it.
It has to be Superman.
Internet's back.
Okay.
What's the internet for?
It just cut out all of a sudden. It just stopped. I'm like, what?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for you, Ben, what makes it worth seeing in theaters? I'm thinking it has to be Superman now, since that's how I have my brain now. Only Superman movies, nothing else.
The hope, the idealism, the music, the spectacle, the larger-than-life hero. No?
Oh, these.
Okay.
I think you've explained the Superman.
I would have to go with kind of partially those reasons.
That's why he has to
But-
go first. It's good. It's a good move.
Smart.
I'll use that next time.
What? I'm missing something.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, but I think what you're saying, kind of piggybacking off of what you said about the visuals, that's definitely a big selling component. And then I think the other thing is like when you actually see the trailer, that it has to have that substance and that connection to draw you into it, like into the story. Like if it has a strong enough story, it'll convey pretty easily through a trailer. And I don't know, there's some movies out there right now, or that are coming out, which you look at it and like, I still, like, visually it looks cool, but then the story itself, it's like, I don't see how this is going to hold my attention for like 2 hours.
Did you have an example?
I had many. They just went right out of my head.
Because I had one because that just came out recently. That what you explained kind of popped in my head when I was watching trailers for it. That was Tomorrowland.
Did you see it?
I did not see it, but I was on the fence because I was confused by the trailer.
Did you see the trailer, the extended trailer at Disneyland?
No.
Where they actually showed it, like 10 minutes of the movie?
Did you?
Yes.
Did it make more sense then? Like after seeing that?
A little bit?
Yeah, I would say it did.
It gave you more of a sense of what it's about, more than like the trailers did. Like the trailer I had just...
Right, because I only had the trailer, and it looked cool, like something I'd want to see, but I had no idea what was going on, and if I'd want to see it for the story.
Right.
Excuse me. But it's like you're saying, you have the trailers that can be confusing, but I don't know. But that movie came out, 2 weeks ago now?
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks ago now. I don't know how it opened. Did it open big?
No, it opened smaller. I think Pitch Perfect beat it.
Oh, did it open same time? Well, yeah, that makes... Well, because Pitch Perfect was sequel, so it already had... people that liked the first one, whereas Tomorrowland was a new IP for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like it had a good concept based off the extended trailer they showed at Disneyland, which I think is something that synergistically works pretty well with what the movie division of Disney tries to do. And then just utilizing the huge audience, the core audience of those who go to Disneyland. It's like, look, it's a ride/attraction thing.
Now, did it have a lot of ties to the Tomorrowland in the park? Or was it just titled Tomorrowland in the World of Tomorrow?
From what I heard, it was rumored that they were going to take the elements of the movie. They were hoping it was going to do really well because they had the big names in the movie. But not doing so well, so the plans might be on the chopping block now, but they were basically going to reinvent Tomorrowland
Based on that.
nth number of time again.
And I think it's kind of like same. I think my experience then, since I didn't see the extended trailer like you two did, and got a little bit more information, I might have had the same experience as a lot of people that just saw the trailer in theaters, where they were like, I don't even know what it is. I don't want to spend my money and chance not liking it, because it's a pretty big investment to go to the movies.
Pretty confusing trailer when it first came out. You're like, okay, something's happening with the pin, going through dimensions or something like that. And then, you remember you saw the trailer played in front of Avengers 2, Age of Ultron.
Right.
And then that one was just all action and shootings and things exploding and stuff.
Right.
So that was, if you saw the very first one that released and then that one, it's two totally different stories, it feels like. And there's nothing really cohesive to tie them together.
And plus you still have no idea you don't really know what the actual story is. Like, oh, it has action.
You have a vague idea, but you don't really have a pretty clear, concise
There's something
idea.
with the pen.
See, but even if you watch that
City.
second one with Age of Ultron, the pin doesn't even have that big of a part in it.
Oh, yeah, in the second
Yeah,
one.
I don't think it has any
I don't
part
think
at
it
all.
has a part.
But it was like the main thing
In the first
one. And then the second one, it's just like, okay,
It's
you
like,
got
here's
the pin.
action.
So
Well,
it's like two different pieces of the movie, and they separated them. But like, you want action? Here's action. Our movie's got it.
Yeah.
You want pins? Our movie's got it.
Yeah.
But then if you watch the extended trailer in Tomorrowland at Disneyland, you actually saw 10 minutes of the movie, and I think it's safe to say spoilers,
yeah.
I mean by now, but I'll talk about it anyway. So for the next 30 seconds to a minute, if you don't want to hear it, just
Well,
skip
it's going to
ahead.
be like, I'm guessing it's like not spoiling the ending, just spoiling
The beginning.
the beginning. Maybe making it a
But-
little bit more sense for people like me
Yeah.
with no idea what it's about. Maybe I'll want to watch it now. Go ahead.
So
Spoil it for me.
spoilers. The movie starts off and you see a younger character that George Clooney plays, but it's a little boy, and he eventually grows up to be the George Clooney character. And he has a jetpack that he's invented. That works, but doesn't quite work. And there's the World's Fair that they go to, the same one that Walt Disney did for
Small World.
Yeah, Small World, Kingdom of Dinosaurs, and all
Mhm.
that stuff, the Grand Canyon. And basically a lot of stuff that they incorporated and built for their sponsors or were contracted by the big companies to make for the World's Fair showcase. As soon as that was over, then they brought that and integrated back into the Disneyland park. And they took that concept and basically said, okay, it's a scouting pool for the people of Tomorrowland, which is another
It's like
alternate
an
time or
alternate
future
time
dimension or something. And basically they're looking for the best, brightest people to recruit and take with them back to the future. Is that right?
Yeah.
They didn't really make it clear if it was like future or dimension or something like that.
Just another place.
Yeah, but he eventually goes up there, and then, at first he gets put down saying your jetpack doesn't work. Come back when you know what you're doing. Follows that group into the future with a special pin that he got from the girl. Then he ends up in this weird kind of Tomorrowland place that's kind of dark and gloomy. Runs into a robot, gets freaked out. The robot fixes his jetpack for him. Somehow he gets pushed off, falls, and like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Puts a jetpack on. Almost hits the ground floor of the Tomorrowland world that he's in now. And then that's something big, bright, sparkly, optimistic looking. And he's flying around the city. And I think it goes...
That's where it ends.
Not credits, but into the trailer.
Mm.
And watching that, it's like, okay, this makes a lot more sense now. And I do want to see this more so than from before. Before I didn't really care to see it. Now it's like, you've piqued my interest, and now I want to see it.
Did it make you want to see it, Corey?
Mm-hmm.
But I still haven't seen
But
it yet.
no, neither one of you actually seen it.
Actually, I haven't had time.
Okay.
I saw other
You-
stuff instead.
Saw what?
You had
I
the
saw
opportunity,
other
you
stuff
just
in
chose
the-
not to watch it. It was not the highest on your list, but it made you want to watch it more than you did before.
More than, yeah.
But it didn't just jump into the top of your list of things
No,
to see.
because, it made me want to watch it, but it wasn't like, oh, I have to watch it now. I think partially due to the fact that I wasn't so excited for it before. So it just kind of encouraged me to go see it some more.
It felt like it had a certain amount of hype just because it was based on Tomorrowland. It had its own hype before it even got a trailer out there, it seemed like.
A lot of the hype kind of came from D23 because they had a big mysterious game that tied into that, and kind of like the Freemasons who kind of ran stuff in the background. I guess these people do the same thing but for the future, and they call them the Optimists. And it was something that they created entirely independent of the movies. But it was a big event that they had people go on a scavenger hunt all around LA and kind of revisit a lot of Walt's favorite locations. Like restaurants in Burbank, where Walt would often go get his own steaks, or this chili place also in Burbank. And then you'd get a chili can and a clue, and you'd meet up somewhere else. And then after that, I think the prize at the end of it, when you went back to D23, you met up with the Imagineer, and he would ask you some questions to determine your level of being an optimist or a pessimist. And if you showed that high level of optimism, like the future holds good things and everything, then you would get the pin and complete the game, essentially. Where the other people would kind of lose out on the last step. So, in a way, that part was kind of reflective of the movie, where they're seeking the people with that mindset. And the other big thing is because it did tie in heavily into Walt Disney. So, I mean, you see Small World, you see the World's Fair and all the stuff from that, and that's kind of like paying homage to the era that Walt Disney was still doing all that stuff and kind of playing up on his ideals. That was the biggest hype, I think. Kind of like when they had Saving Mr. Banks and Tom Hanks played Walt Disney. It's just more the nostalgia factor. It's like, oh, look, you get to see Disneyland back in the heyday on the big screen, even though it wasn't really... It was just kind of dressed to be period appropriate.
Right.
But it's kind of tapping into that cache of Disney, that emotional tie to Disneyland. So I think that's a big part of the hype, at least among the Disney fans. But other than that, it's
kind of actually hearing you guys talk about the trailer and what you're talking about, kind of makes me want to see it a little bit more. So it feels like almost that trailer they did do for Disney is helpful. Would have been more inclined to get me to watch it.
Yeah.
I've definitely been on the fence about it. Like,
see, if you've been on the fence, that should tip you either one way or the other. It's either gonna make you more interested, or it's gonna be like, actually, that's not something I'd be interested.
Plus, now I'm kind of at the far end too. Like now, I'm like, well, I've waited this long. It's probably gonna be out of theaters.
well,
Unless-
it's about
in
3
a
months
couple
now.
months.
I don't know if
That's
anything
about
else.
that.
Well, because now we're heading into the summer session, so I don't know if any bigger movies are coming out. But I know Pitch Perfect came out. That's the one that kind of beat out Tomorrowland. Mad Max came out.
Poltergeist came out.
Poltergeist came out, which you saw. You saw Pitch Perfect and Poltergeist.
Mhm.
Have you seen the original Poltergeist?
No, but I heard it's awesome.
That'd be interesting actually, because I'd heard. What do you think of Poltergeist? The one that you saw in theaters.
It was alright.
Okay.
Do you like horror movies?
They're alright. They're not. I've actually started enjoying them more now, but it's just it gets like this one.
Jump scares?
No, I mean there's a couple, but it gets to the point where it's like this is so unrealistic that it's never gonna happen.
I think you should watch the original. I'd be curious
I've
to see
heard-
what you like if you came back and you said, okay, I've seen both. If like a new one's
Everyone
better.
that I've talked to, because a couple people I went with watched the original, and everyone's always said the original's better.
but you never saw the original. So
I
maybe-
never did, but I have a feeling it would be too. But
I do wonder if it'd be like nostalgia, like, oh, I saw it when I was the original one. Now I'm seeing this one. It's like, the original's better. But you never saw it in that order. You'll have seen it in reverse. So maybe you'll be like, yeah, that old one, it's not that good. The new one does, because it's updated and kind of modernized, I hear. It uses
but then
like-
it also makes it more corny.
Right, exactly.
Because
that's what I
then
heard.
they reanimate things that it would have been better if they didn't animate them. Yeah.
Because, I guess in the original they used more practical effects and stuff.
Whereas this one you can do,
You can
Like-
tell it's fake.
You can go too
You can
far
go
and you're just like,
and then it's like, yeah.
like, okay, come on.
Like
Okay.
there was a point when like the light in the room came out of like the light bulb and started floating across the room. It's like, really?
Oh.
It's like, come on.
Like a deluminator?
Yeah. But like it got the light, it deluminated and became an orb and floated across the room.
I'm just picturing Harry Potter now.
Yeah. But see, it works in Harry Potter because that's a wizarding world.
Yay,
Wizards.
World. Yo, Wizard Harry.
Did you see Mad Max?
No.
Okay. I didn't see it. I mean, I know Ben
I heard
has
that
had
one
time
was
to
awesome.
see it. Have you seen the original Mad Maxes? Mad Max, Beyond the Thunderdome, and Road Warrior.
I
Not in
might
that
have saw Road Warrior, but I don't recall. If I did, it's like
It's
I saw
probably
it so long
Road
ago.
Warrior because that's the kind of the mostly known one. Is
Yeah.
the Road Warrior.
But I don't recall it.
Yeah, it's okay. They kind of to a certain extent kind of blend together as it is. But yeah, we hadn't seen the Fury Road, and I hadn't seen it, and Ben hasn't had time to do anything recently. But
Yeah.
you did see Poltergeist, and you saw Pitch Perfect, which you'd seen the first one as well. And you said, what did you think of the second one then?
It was good. It was
Better than the first?
I wouldn't say it was better than the
Everything
first,
times
just
two?
because like it was good. It was enjoyable. It was better than I was expecting because I really wasn't expecting a whole lot. Because second movies usually aren't that good, and they always try like over too hard to be just like the first one if it did well. So since the first one did well, I was expecting like basically the same exact story just rehashed. But in a way it was. They kind of went through the same motions, but it was good. They had a lot of comedy in it, like one-liners and stuff. I enjoy the music in there a lot. But I always enjoy music in general, so I enjoyed it, but I feel like the first one had a better storyline, and
Because it was original.
it was the original, but it's also the development of the characters and them
Coming together
for
the
type
first
of thing.
time, right?
So
right.
it's the struggle of like these people trying to come together, and it's like you want it all to work out, and then when it comes all together in the end, it's nice. Whereas this one is like people, they're already friends, and then obviously something's gonna come, and there's got to be some kind of turmoil. And
It's
then,
a Mighty Ducks 2.
and
or
then
3.
it comes, and then you come back together at the end. So it's like kind of you know what's gonna happen.
You know what's going to happen. Oh, okay, that
So-
makes sense. But yeah, at least I mean, I was thinking about other sequels because that one came out and that one did okay. It did well. It beat out Tomorrowland, but we were talking about how another movie that was supposed to get not a sequel, but I guess the third part of its series.
Kind of like a sequel still. Well, it's a sequel to the
Sequel.
more recent one that came out. Yeah.
And that would be
Well, yeah. Well, more recent sequel.
okay. Yes. Wait, when did that come out?
Which ones?
Well, we're talking about making sure we're on the same page. I think we were talking about Tron.
I think we're on the same page.
So we're talking about because we were talking about Tomorrowland, which
Wait.
is this new movie, and then Tron was supposed to get another.
I
Not
thought we were
sequel.
talking about Jungle Book.
Oh, we will. We'll get there. We're on our way because it actually ties into that because Tron was greenlit, I believe, to get its third movie.
Which would have
Yes.
been awesome.
And
Which,
they
yeah.
actually had the original leads, Garrett Hedlund and Olivia Wilde, to reprise their former roles.
And it was greenlit, right? It was going to happen.
Yeah, as Cora and Sam Flynn.
Sam
Yeah.
Flynn. However, tragedy strikes.
Tragedy struck with Tomorrowland.
And Tomorrowland is the one who struck it.
Like, they were expecting...
So I should have seen Tomorrowland.
Yes.
Yes.
Opening
Apparently, we
weekend.
all should.
Everyone should have seen it.
Everyone
opening
who
weekend.
wanted a third Tron should have seen Tomorrowland.
That's how they should have.
There should-
That should have been the trailer. If you want Tron 3, come see this movie. Okay.
We're holding your Tron 3 hostage until you see this movie. Okay. Fine.
At that point, I would have seen it.
You would, yeah. Then,
That would have been
I would have seen
it in
Tomorrowland
theaters.
10 times.
That would that would get me to want to see it in theaters.
But everyone basically thought it was already already kind of a done deal. Like it was going to be happening. They had announced it already. It had money, but with Tomorrowland
Flopping.
and its unfortunate box office.
Well, it didn't come in negative. It just didn't do as well as they hoped it would have.
It wasn't as big.
It wasn't as bad as Lone Ranger, I don't think.
Well, Lone Ranger was... That one, it never grabbed me.
I was okay with it. Was a bit long because we saw it in theaters. We did
It
see
made
that
its
in
money
theaters.
back when they counted the overseas sales and everything.
I don't think that's as horrible. At least personally, like Carrie and I saw it and we were like, yeah, it was okay. It wasn't the best movie. I thought it was a bit long, but it wasn't the most horrible thing that I've ever seen on a screen.
True.
It was fine. It has funny moments. It has action. So, but going back to the Tomorrowland and how it affects Tron, basically with the poor performance of Tomorrowland caused them to pull the plug that had already been plugged in on Tron 3, whatever they were going to call it. But
yeah, just Tron 3.
there you go. Tron 3 got ungreenlit. Even though a lot of people like seeing the second one coming out, and then it does lead into a third one. So you're expecting a third one.
I've been expecting it since it came out.
Exactly. They hinted at it at the end. Like there's obviously this is not the end, and everyone's been waiting for it. Did it do well when it came out? Tron?
It didn't do as well as they thought it would, but it did well enough.
Okay.
And that's why everyone's like, well, everyone wanted and kind of expected to have the sequel to that one, or the third part, and they didn't really get it because Disney's like, well, it did just well enough. It didn't blow anything out of the water, so we'll just put it on the back burner for now. We'll just kind of table this.
And they did do a lot of pushing for Tron, too. They did it in the parks, and they really pushed Tron, too. They did
and
put everything behind it.
At a California Adventure, that was one of the sleeper hits, was they replaced one of the dance parties and themed it to electronica.
Mm-hmm.
Tronica.
Their World of Color also had a Tron theme during the show. Like, I think at the end, it had its own segment or something.
Yeah, and then there was rumors about bringing a Tron ride into Tomorrowland.
So they
kind of retheming that section and everything, and
that would be awesome.
They pushed it.
A lot of stuff just fell through.
So I think maybe it's not for lack of trying. They really did push people to watch it, hopefully, and it didn't do as well as their push would.
I'm wondering if there was maybe a very loose tie-in with Tron in the Tomorrowland movie. Like maybe they had a light cycle off in the distance or something.
I wouldn't doubt it. That makes some sense. And if you'd have to watch it in order to find out. But
if the rumors did pan out and they were going to remodel Tomorrowland to look like the Tomorrowland in the Tomorrowland movie, it's a lot of Tomorrowlands, they could have shoehorned Tron into there quite easily. I have no doubt about that.
But nevertheless,
it is Tomorrow Land.
Tron.
Like
Tronica.
But we were supposed to get it, and they canceled it.
Yeah, so now that dashes any hopes of getting Electronica to come back.
For now. I think maybe down the line they might try Tron. They'll finally... getting Tron to come
maybe
back.
Maybe not too long, because actors do age.
True. But then again, look how far between the original Tron and the new Tron they did.
But see, I don't think they were planning on that, were they?
Yeah, that one was just more revisiting and trying to revive old...
Right.
It was actually cool, though, what they did, and they brought Jeff Bridges back, so...
But, I mean, no one expected another Tron. It's not like people were doing that or anything, and they just like, well, we're going to do this.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I saw it probably opening week, I think, or maybe the week after.
I saw it opening week.
In D-Box. So that one, D-Box was actually kind of a waste of money for that movie, since there wasn't as much action scenes in there.
I remember, we saw that at D-Box.
But the action scenes were utilized really well in D-Box. But a lot of time you're just sitting there.
But yeah, the Tron
makes sense.
Tron has been canceled, but there's still Disney's still going ahead with a lot of other live action movies.
Well, remakes of classic animated movies into live action movies.
Yes.
And that boggles my mind because I don't see the reasoning behind a lot of movies, and I don't see them how they would potentially do well at all, but somehow they are. The ones that have been released so far, Alice in Wonderland, Maleficent, and Cinderella, they've done pretty well at the box office, but from a story standpoint, from like what a lot of critics say, friends, and just kind of viewing the trailers too. I don't know if you've seen them.
I saw Alice in Wonderland, which was a weird thing. It's fine. I saw Maleficent, which is less of a remake, more of a this character is a character that exists, let's make a movie around her kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's doesn't feel like it's in the same universe as Sleeping Beauty. It's not that Maleficent.
Right.
It's a different Maleficent. Even though they kind of tried to, they want you to think that it's like, oh, you saw the animated one, here's her backstory, except this is a backstory for somebody completely different. So, but it did well. So, I mean, and I don't even know if it was focused on me, so that's fine. But then you got Jungle Book coming out.
Well, before you get to that, it was Cinderella.
Well, Cinderella
that came out, and that one actually went pretty much like scene for scene, like the animated one. They didn't really change much at all. They kept pretty true to the animated version of the movie, and then that one did even better than Maleficent. I think. Yeah, I think the numbers are trending higher than Maleficent had in the same amount of time period.
It might have been building on it too.
True.
It might have got those people that are like, I was okay with Maleficent. I mean, I didn't get to see Cinderella, but I mean, I wasn't obviously hurting to see it, but I don't think I would have minded seeing it. But yeah, I guess it probably had better numbers, and I guess it's nice that it might have followed, or then again, why not just watch the original? But I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better. Who knows?
Yeah, so next year they're actually coming out with Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass, which is going to be a sequel to the Johnny Depp, Tim Burton movie that they came out with, the live action version that they came out with, I forgot how long ago that was.
Right. It was weird.
And then what you said was the Jungle Book, also that same year after Alice.
Right, that's the one Corey was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That it's a thing that's going to happen.
Yes.
Not even the weirdest thing, though. That they're...
Didn't they already remake a Jungle Book with the person?
Well, the Jungle Book...
Not Disney, but
not
like
Disney,
another studio, and I think it didn't do well at all.
Oh, that wasn't Disney that did it?
No.
Oh, I think it was a Jungle Book, but it's just based straight off the book, whereas the Disney one takes its own liberties.
Got it.
I think the live action Disney one will take its own liberties, maybe, or maybe they'll go straight from the book. Who knows?
Right.
But that's weird.
Yeah, and then the one that people actually do agree upon, these next two, it's Beauty and the Beast and Mulan.
I get the Beauty and the Beast one because there's already a theatrical play.
Yeah.
So you basically already have a template for what works as the live action.
And a lot of people like the casting of Emma Watson as Belle.
Yeah.
Because they're like, that's
that
perfect
works.
casting right there, too.
It is. And I'm kind of she hasn't really been doing a whole lot, so it's nice seeing her doing something else.
I think she was in, Perks of a Wallflower. And that's the only one I can remember.
I feel like she was in, one other thing, but I can't remember what it
Probably.
was.
But yeah, that one... So that one seems less of a... It seems more like a no-brainer. I'm like, okay, you already have a live-action version of that one that you can draw upon that people really like. So that one could work. I haven't heard too much about the Mulan one, though. That's... It could be interesting. But I don't know anything about it.
It's just going to be another war movie.
It could
Just
be
with
like
a girl.
With a girl.
Well, they're saying that one transitioned pretty easily from an animated series into a live action just because it's people. It's not like anthropomorphic like anything else.
But
good
they
point.
have a
And-
talking dragon and a
Eddie
talking
Murphy
cricket.
co-stars.
Well, not really a talking cricket, but a cricketing cricket.
A cricketing cricket.
Yes.
Live action. Just doesn't make sense.
No.
Just can't do it. But
Just
yeah,
those two things.
Boggles the mind.
Would Eddie Murphy be voicing the dragon?
he'd be live actioning the dragon. He'd
That
be in
would
a
be
dragon
awesome.
suit. Because he can wear suits. It'll be a dragon fat suit. But, I mean, it'll be a dragon suit.
Right.
But yeah, I can see what you mean. It doesn't have any anthropomorphic animals talking except for the dragon. But other than that, it's mostly just people anyway. So you could easily go, okay, it's based on a true story. I don't even know if that's a thing actually. True-ish
It was a book
story,
called Woman Warrior.
like
about,
a nonfiction, fiction-ish.
I should remember this because we actually covered this book for a few weeks in high school, but that was a long time ago. Yeah, but it was about. I remember the teacher complaining about this too the whole time. He's like, Disney's making a movie about this book, but it's gonna be nothing like the book. Where Mulan is this woman warrior who goes into battles side by side with men, just destroys them, like brutal on the battlefield, gets pregnant, has a baby on the battlefield, cuts off the umbilical cord with her sword and ties it around the flag or something and rides it.
Jeez.
Like after she has the baby, she ties the umbilical cord up on the flag pole thing, rides it into battle, and just dismembers a whole bunch more people.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Is that the version they're doing?
No.
Because that's pretty crazy.
And he's like, what is this BS and everything? If Disney wants to do the movie right, they should do it like this. And it's like, no way it's going to.
Just wait for the live action, man. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
Umbilical and all. Okay, now I'm just curious about the actual
To
book.
read the book.
Yeah, now you've piqued my interest now. I don't think it could be as awesome as I'm imagining, as you've said it. There's no way, but if it is, holy crap. But yeah, I guess it's still not too hard to bring that one from animated. But there is one that I think we're talking about that is also really, I'm not so sure about, and that would be the Winnie the Pooh one. That's coming. Well, I don't think the Winnie the Pooh are going to be live action.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh and Dumbo.
Oh, and Dumbo. Sorry. Yes.
So, yeah, live action film with Dumbo.
Because
I'm reading the
Now,
rest
is
of the
that
stuff here, but
the Dumbo one is that directed by Tim Burton?
I think that was the rumor.
Oh,
for
okay.
that.
Because Dumbo definitely needed a live action.
I don't know. Yeah, I heard about Tim Burton, but I don't know if they actually confirmed it or not.
Okay, so that's still rumor-ish for now.
It might have been confirmed.
Okay. But that's kind of the main thing we know about the Dumbo is probably Tim Burton. No real other information on real
that's why
elephant
they're
or
like,
something.
how's it going to be a movie with Tim Burton like that? And
It's going to be
even
really
if he,
weird.
Yeah, they could. Directors jump ship all the time, like for even the Star Wars movies, they've been jumping ship and like, I can't handle this, and they.
And that's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars. But yeah, those two, the Dumbo and the Winnie the Pooh, strike me as a bit stranger on the live action curve of things.
Yeah, but the thing is, they've all been about movies recently, or up until this point. Recently, they just announced that they're going to bring the Fantasia sequence, Night on Bald Mountain, and adapt that into a live action film.
So they're going to add a story to it. Well, beyond the short kind of story they have in Night on Bald Mountain
Yes.
with Chernobog and stuff.
Yes.
I guess okay. I mean,
So, well, the description that they give here is, where did it go? Disney has jump-started development on a live-action feature based on the famous Night on Bald Mountain sequence from the original Fantasia movie, released in 1940. Said animated Bald Mountain segment depicts a devil-like creature, a Chernobog, as he summons his various supernatural minions to dance and cavort on Walpurgis Night, the witch's Sabbath, and set to the original composition by 19th century Russian composer Modest Mussorgsky, which were then arranged by Leopold Strakowski for the Disney animated feature. The live-action Fantasia-inspired project will be penned by Matt Sazma and Burke Sharpless, screenwriting duo found their niche, working on various supernatural genre movies. So the Fantasia movie is going to feature the Chernobog character as its protagonist, much as Maleficent revolved around the eponymous Sleeping Beauty villain. The duo, they were able to craft a morally ambiguous version of a famous supernatural powered baddie with their Dracula Untold script. So a Chernobog film is pretty much what you can expect from this. Kind of, what's the backstory behind this villain? It's a stretch, but
yeah,
they're moving forward with it.
I don't know. When you told me that, it seemed weird because it's like something that didn't need to be. You never really that Fantasia part, Night in a Bald Mountain, I felt like worked on its own. It didn't have any words. It just obviously just played music.
Yeah,
but you kind of got what was going on.
It was supposed to showcase the classic music,
right?
By kind of drawing adding a visual element to it too.
Which it did.
Yeah.
And it told its story without any words, just by the music and by the visuals. I think you kind of get, what's going on, more or less, all you need to know. You don't really care so much about his backstory, or I guess you could, but for that, you didn't really need it. You're just like, he's evil, ghost.
They decided he needs one. So we're getting all these, but no Tron 3.
Yes.
I'm so disappointed.
Those are greenlit still. Those remain greenlit, and Tron 3 is no more.
What a bummer.
Why?
But then a lot of people were upset by this news, so that's a good sign. Maybe, Disney will be like, oh, okay, there's a good amount of people that do care about this. So I heard a lot of uproar of people really bummed out by the fact that Tron got ungreenlit. So maybe they'll keep that in mind and then maybe bring it back hopefully sooner than later. Maybe after something else doesn't do so well. And, well, I don't know if something not doing well is going to be helpful, actually. So
yeah,
hopefully they'll make lots of money. And like, we have so much money, let's just make Tron 3. That's an option.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. We've made so much money. Although I'm already sure that they are making money hand over fist. It's with what they own now. When Star Wars comes out, forget about it.
Their actual next big movie is going to be Inside Out. Pretty sure most people kind of know what it's, or have seen the trailers floating around and some of the advertisement stuff.
And is that coming out? When is that coming out?
That comes out June 19th. So in about 2 weeks.
Oh. Okay.
Here's the calendar.
It's okay. So, that is soon then. For some reason, I wasn't sure if it was this year or next year.
2 weeks.
Okay.
But before that's going to be Jurassic World. That's next Friday. Yay. Chris Pratt.
You can do no wrong so far. We'll see.
So I'm pretty sure everyone's going to want to see Jurassic World. And then right after that, a family-friendly movie, Inside Out, Disney Pixar. And just to refresh your memory, Inside Out is basically this girl, Riley, who's uprooted from her Midwest life when father starts a new job in San Francisco. And so you kind of look inside her head and see the emotions: joy, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness. And her brain is a headquarters where they reside and kind of control the control center of Riley's mind. And they help advise her through everyday life and situations. And something happens with the memories between joy and sadness. They disappear out of the equation. And then all of a sudden it's fear, anger, and disgust that kind of rule for a little bit. And you follow the story from there. And it's not just her, but it's everyone else around her. So, like, you look inside the mom's head, you look inside the dad's head. And it's funny to note in the trailer, the person sitting at the controls, the main person for the father is anger, and the main person for the mother is sadness. And then the main person for Riley, the child, is joy. So, hidden message there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think in all the trailers I've seen, I've just made me want to watch it more. So, yeah, looking forward to a feel-good Pixar movie. I think it's got a lot of excitement behind it.
Yeah. Now, there's another Pixar movie that's coming out for Thanksgiving that's called The Good Dinosaur.
I think Corey was talking about this one.
Have you seen the trailer for that?
The Good Dinosaur? You said it was... Did you see the trailer for it? Or?
I don't think I saw the trailer for that one.
You heard about it? As you were talking, you said something about it.
I know my friends were going to watch it.
Okay. It's another Pixar movie. For some reason, every time I hear Disney and dinosaur, I always think dinosaurs.
No, not that one.
and I always remember how much I didn't care to see that one. Although, wait, you saw dinosaurs, right, Corey?
Mm-hmm.
And you like dinosaurs, just in general.
I don't recall. It was way too long ago that I saw it.
But you actually did. Did you see it in theaters?
Mm-hmm.
So you're one step ahead of me. I don't think I saw it anywhere. But it's not that. That's the one that pops in my head. Is it Land Before Time kind of thing?
Well, it is CG, but the thing is, they're saying like millions of years ago, an asteroid 6 miles wide hit the Earth and destroyed every dinosaur on the planet.
Credits.
So the premise is, what if it missed? So in the teaser trailer, you see the asteroid belt. The asteroid comes flying towards the Earth, and then all of a sudden impact. But then they said, but what if? And then you see it just fly right by. All the dinosaurs are feeding. They look up in the sky like, what's that? And then go back to eating. So then it basically covers the time from then till now. So the dinosaurs, they don't look scary and kind of like how we knew them. They're more kind of cartoony looking in a way, but they're still CG.
So like an Ice Age type thing?
But people, they live side by side with people.
What do you mean? That's how it always happened, right?
Yes.
People rode dinosaurs, right? That's history, actually.
And you'd think that they'd be pushing this movie more, but there's been a lot of setbacks with the movie, story-wise. And I'm not sure how confident they are with it. And they're saying this might be Pixar's first flop. Possibly. But then a lot of people have been saying that about Disney in general with all their movies. Like Guardians of the Galaxy would be Disney's first. Well, actually, any of the Marvel movies, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm confused here.
Since the Avengers came out. Like, they're like Iron Man. It's like, okay, that looks cool. And then Thor, who cares about Thor? Box office smash. It's like, okay, Captain America. Who? Box office smash. Guardians of the Galaxy. Who are these people? I don't know. Some raccoon and a walking tree and box office smash.
So they're saying that the fact that it is kind of under the radar, well, those other movies weren't under the radar. They were just, no one really knew about them at the time.
Yeah. And this one doesn't have the benefit of like having a background property. This is an entirely original idea for Pixar, Disney Pixar. And you haven't heard that much about it, but Inside Out you've heard since last year.
Yes.
And this one you're barely just seeing the teaser trailer.
This is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah. Like
at all.
If you follow the blogs and some of the articles online that talked about it, it's like, yeah, they made mention of it and they didn't really say too much about it. And the trailer's pretty much rehashing the original concept that were covered by the articles back then, saying, what if the asteroid never hit Earth?
Okay. I'll probably take some time and watch the teaser. Sounds kind of interesting. Could be.
It's a very short teaser and doesn't really tell you too much, but I don't know. It's Pixar, so...
True. And I still haven't seen Cars 2. I still have to see that. Or the Planes movie. I didn't see that either.
Planes was actually Disney Toons.
Animations? Oh, sorry.
Then they just utilized the tools from Pixar, from the Cars land.
I apologize. I have not seen Cars 2. That's Pixar.
Yes.
Okay. I have not seen that one, so I haven't seen all the Pixar movies. A little behind.
Yes.
Yes.
But there is going to be an Incredibles 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there's that.
I can't wait for that one. I think people have been waiting for Incredibles 2 for a while, actually. Oh, you know, that movie came out.
Yeah.
It was a while ago now, right? And it did well, and people liked it. They just... Well, they weren't really doing sequels, actually, at that point. Or, well, Toy Story 2, maybe?
2 and 3 and...
Well, I was trying to think about that time, because they weren't really doing sequels to anything.
They were trying to keep everything original, but Toy Story is just one of those big, successful things that they had, that they just kind of kept pushing it a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. Now they're going to have a new trilogy of Toy Story that they're planning out.
Interesting.
Yeah. But that's the Pixar arm of things. Looking at the Marvel one, have you seen the new Ant-Man TV spot?
I has not.
Okay. Let's watch. Or listen.
Was it? Oh, well. Is it going to be worth listening to, or is it all visuals?
No, it's actually, it tells the story and stuff too, so you can kind of get a general idea from listening to it.
Okay.
A soldier, the size of an insect. The ultimate secret weapon.
Scott, you're different. Be skillful, agile, fast. I need you to be the Ant-Man.
Makes sense.
Oh my God! Awesome.
The suit has power. You have to learn how to control it. When you're small, you have superhuman strength. You're like a bullet.
You tried to hide your suit from me. Now, it's gonna blow up in your face.
Pick on someone your own size. There's no reason to be scared.
Oh, no, Daddy don't get scared.
Really?
How'd you do that, bro?
Look at your shoulder.
Marvel's Ant-Man. Everywhere July 17th.
Okay. So, it kind of has more of a feel like what I felt like when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy's trailers. A little bit more fun than the first ones that came out, which were head-scratching and kind of boring and dull and not very interesting. That one, it's not too long. It's
it's a TV spot, so it's
TV
only about
spot.
a minute
It's not
long.
too long, but it seemed more fun, more something I'd want to watch. It definitely pushes me to that side of the fence now,
Yeah, it's supposed to showcase more of the one-liners
and more of the powers too, and more of him. You can't see it because you're just listening, but it definitely had more of him shrinking down to the smaller size and stuff, which is a pretty cool effect, and more explanation of his powers, because he is a superhero.
Yeah, so it's like, look, it's an action-filled movie, stylized action, and it has comedic dialogue. Fun. Watch it.
I agree. So, definitely pushes me closer to that side of the fence, where I kind of actually want to see it more from where I was a few trailers ago, where I had no real interest in seeing it. Just like, okay, that's not going to do so well. Now I'm like, okay, I'm willing to be surprised. I will withhold my judgment. I'll pull a Guardians of the Galaxy. Although by the time the movie came out, I really wanted to see it because it looked like a lot of fun. So
Yes.
it hasn't reached that point and pushing me from one side to the other, because that one went all the way from why are they doing this at all to I must see this. Now I've just gone to I'm probably not going to watch it too. I might watch it. So I'm on the better side, I guess. But it's pretty cool. I liked it. What do you think? Did it make you still? No.
Well, what was it, the second trailer? The second official trailer, the longer one that they were fighting on the Thomas the Train playset.
Okay.
That one was the one that really sold me on it. And then this one's like, okay, yeah, it didn't really make me want to go anymore because at that point I'm already
Right.
willing to see it. But if I didn't see that second one, then it's like, yeah, okay. It'd make me more inclined to see it.
Yeah,
if I only saw that first one or the teaser or whatever it was.
Yeah, I'm
Which
with
was
you.
like, huh?
Although that very first one that they showed, where Edgar Wright was still on the project, that's like the real teaser, like really early, where they just had him running down the hallway and shrinking down. I think it was just him and another dude or something like that. That small teaser was actually enough to. That one made me go, oh, that was interesting. And that was only like a couple seconds long. And then the next trailer was longer yet less interesting.
Yeah.
So they went backwards and then now they're moving forward again. So that's good because it is the next movie coming out, right?
Right.
In June or July?
July.
Next Marvel movie coming out. Actually, is there something after that this year, or is that the last one for this year?
Star Wars is after that.
But it's not a Marvel. That's not a Marvel.
No,
movie.
but the next big.
Right, next big movie. But there's no more Marvel movies coming out. Technically,
no, yeah, for this year, that's
it. So that's the kind of the capper for your Marvel fix. So hopefully, it ends on a bang. Bang. Is X-Men coming out this year? Or is that next year?
Which one?
X-Men, whatever the next one is. I guess it's next year because we haven't really heard anything about it. And that's Fox anyway. I said Marvel movies, but that's not actually a Marvel movie.
Like Disney Marvel.
Right.
Okay.
Not. I for some reason was like, well, it's Marvel technically, but so yeah, last Disney Marvel movie is this one, this Ant-Man. So hopefully it's good because it's got to last you till next year.
And if it doesn't do well, they're going to get rid of Tron again.
They're going to scrub Tron from history. They're going to go back and erase the old ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Two never happened.
They're just going to start going backwards. So, go see Ant-Man so we can keep Tron 2. And if that goes, then, Tron 1's just around the corner.
Mark it on your calendars, July 17th.
But yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun. I don't know what else it's opening against, so... if it's not even really opening against anything big, why not go see it?
Yeah.
But I think I'll probably go see it, probably that first weekend or something.
Yeah, because I think the next biggest one would have been Jurassic World, but that's coming out this month, and then they have a whole month later.
So Jurassic World was supposed to come out early or later, and they bumped it.
No, it was always coming out June 12th for Jurassic World.
Oh.
And then July 17th for Ant-Man.
Oh, okay.
So they got about a month between, and that's enough of a buffer between like two pretty, supposedly to be the two big summer blockbusters next to Age of Ultron.
Yeah, that looks about right. That sounds about right, yeah.
But then... making a comeback.
Our
Guardians-
wall-to-wall coverage of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
So now this one, there's a story that came out recently that said Guardians of the Galaxy 2 story pitch brought tears to Chris Pratt's eyes. He said, basically, he's like, what I'll say is his pitch and his idea legitimately put tears in my eyes. It is so good. It's so good. And I cannot wait to get started on it. I cannot wait for people to see what he's going to pull off with the second movie. It's going to be so big and so good. Sounds like Chris Pratt.
Yep.
From what I understand, they were like, they heard at Marvel and they said nothing. They were like, perfect. There was no micromanaging of the idea. They just loved it so much that they didn't have a note for it. It's going to be remarkable. I went in and I sat down with those guys and I'm like, okay, here's what I think the sequel should be. And they were like, oh, whoa, that's risky, but okay. So, kind of a different thing. And one of the things too is, like, James Gunn finished the draft of the Guardians of the Galaxy script, and it's not meant to be. Where is it? It's not forced to fit into the other pieces of the Marvel universe, like a puzzle piece, like Thor and Captain America, Iron Man, to fit into the Avengers thing and build up to different aspects of that timeline. Like all the other ones are sitting it for Avengers Infinity War right now, but it's the most standalone series right now that Marvel has. And because it's one of the movies that they don't really have all the rights to all the characters, and not really that well known up until this point. There's a lot of freedom that they have in creating the story.
No, I can understand why they don't want it. I mean, I can get why it's not specifically tied into the current Marvel Cinematic Universe, because it's the only cosmic one they're doing so far. Like everything basically takes place on Earth or Asgard, or whatever Thor takes place on. But for the most part, it doesn't take place in the universe or the cosmic part of the Marvel Universe. So that's also lends itself to it being a standalone. Although in the first one they did introduce another Infinity Gem or stone in that one, which does tie into the other ones, and plus you have Thanos in that one,
Right.
who also ties a big part of Infinity War. So, and he's kind of not the main big bad of Guardians, but kind of actually the main guy that's pulling the strings, although he doesn't, dirty his hands. But he's, at least in the Guardians of the Galaxy series, he is a direct adversary versus the other Avengers and such, who, he's technically the puppet master there too, but he's so far removed from that at most he's a stinger at the end of one of the movies, but they're never going to fight him until Infinity War. They're not even going to know who he is probably till then.
Right.
Whereas Guardians, he's literally just one step away from the Guardians actually facing him as their opponent. So,
right.
I feel like that they're going to play a big part in the Infinity War section of it, but maybe they're going to kind of keep them separated from the Avengers portion. But I guess eventually, between now and when Infinity War comes out, which is 2-3 years from now or something like that, they're eventually going to have to get those Avengers into space somehow. By some means, they're going to have to get them into space. Somehow. I don't know, strap a rocket down to Captain America. Well, actually, Tony Stark is more likely because he already's been technically into space in Avengers 1. sort of. Then he falls.
Yes.
He goes up and then he comes down. But I think he's the and Thor. Thor is already kind of all over the cosmos anyway, so he can go wherever he wants. But I think they have usually Tony Stark, who kind of goes out and does his stuff in his Iron Man suit, doing stuff. But for now, at least, Guardians of the Galaxy is the only real out there characters that they have. Everyone else is all Earthbound, basically.
Right.
I don't think anyone they're introducing between now and then is really out there either. I mean, you got Doctor Strange coming up, I think next year,
Right.
and that introduces the magic side of Marvel, so that's going to be interesting. And which you could also still tie in with, that could be a bridge between the two as well, between just the Earth and then going into far reaches of everywhere. So that might open doors too.
Other dimensions.
Yeah, but then again, the Guardians did not need they did not really need any other help. They did not need the Avengers' help to be awesome. They were awesome on their own. So
Right.
if they wanted to do another standalone-ish movie, I'm on board for that.
And then James Gunn, he's actually taking, like, a lot of the fans wanted more characters and more spectacle and everything. And James Gunn is basically like, well, it's going to be a smaller cast and it's going to delve deeper into more the individual and emotional storylines of each character. Which is why that brought a tear to Chris Pratt's eyes when he saw the pitch. So if that happens out, then that will get you more emotionally invested into the characters and just be, I love this movie even so much more now, this whole series. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. I agree. I think it's in good hands. I mean,
I think it's a movie that will not suck.
I believe I second that, because they did basically they already took a product that nobody knew or cared about and turned it into something everybody really loved. So if they could do that, I'll give them leeway to continue doing something like that.
And there's definitely going to be a 3. Whether or not James Gunn's going to be the one behind it depends on how he feels after this is completed and everything, and the fan response to it. Kind of like the first one.
I could see that. I mean, it's easy. I mean, he could easily get burnt out if he's doing a third one. I mean, he put a lot into the first one. It feels like he did. And if this second one's bringing tears to Chris Pratt's eyes, he's going to put a lot of work into this one. So I could see him getting burned out eventually. So
yeah.
That's understandable.
So can't wait for that to come out.
I'm with you. Looking forward to that. Good news.
And then the next big one that's coming out. Yeah, I know,
Is it
that's
Superman? What was it? Sorry.
No, this is the Fox.
Oh,
thing.
sorry.
So
I'm like, this
actually
sounds like many other movies I've
you
seen.
won't hear that part anymore for the next ones because it's Disney now. It's not through Fox. I'll just go straight into.
Are they going to do like the Disney thing then?
Probably.
Oh,
I don't
okay
know.
then. That's going to be
Maybe
weird.
Get a view of the castle and then
And then
Have
boom.
drums on the castle.
There we go. It's going to be a castle in space with the stars at war.
Space with the stars.
Spies. That's this year.
Yeah.
Can't come fast enough.
This is this year, so that's the big thing, but the news bit here is actually more for the anthology series. So they already announced the spin-off of the first one, Star Wars Rogue One, to come out next year after The Force Awakens. And then you have episode 8, and then spin-off anthology again, and then 9, and spin-off anthology. So the second one and the third one, the rumor is the second one's going to be about Bounty Hunter Boba Fett. And that's supposed to feature Han Solo in there pretty prominently. as well. So
Now, is it
no,
a
it's not
prequel to before he's in the pit?
Yes,
Or after?
Before.
Post-pit?
It's supposed
Pre-pit?
yeah, it's supposed to be
Okay.
him kind of becoming the infamous bounty hunter we all know and love as Boba Fett
Okay. Could
from
be
the original
interesting.
trilogy.
I mean, some people have mixed emotions on seeing Vader before he's Vader. So,
Well, you already saw Boba Fett before he was Boba Fett.
well, that kind of
Technically.
counts, yeah. But do we get to see him all angsty?
Yeah, that features pretty prominently in Star Wars Clone Wars, the animated thing on Disney.
There you go.
So,
So they've already done it then. They're just doing a live action version.
well, this is going to be further along.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I haven't
that one
seen
he's
it,
still
so I
a
don't
little
know.
kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, Mace Windu's still alive. For Clone Wars.
Well, okay.
In the Clone Wars series, animated series.
Yeah.
There's an episode where between Mace Windu and Boba Fett, the young Boba Fett.
Oh, because he's not deaded yet.
No, not dead. He's still living.
He's still living. He doesn't get to be a ghost later, though.
Yeah,
What's up with that?
he wasn't ready. But the main focus is this third anthology movie, which is supposedly gonna feature a younger version of Alec Guinness's character, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the one who's gonna rumored to play that role is Ewan McGregor,
Mr. McGregor.
currently in talks for the Obi-Wan Kenobi film.
Plus, I heard he wants to do it. Well, why wouldn't he?
He's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
True.
He's like, it tie into the prequel.
He's advocating for himself. I'm the guy.
Yeah, I proved myself. 3 films already. I can do this 4th one. I'm like Wolverine, but a Jedi.
Want to see my abs? I'll go shirtless in the next one. Just shirtless with a lightsaber. I'll do it.
I'll sing too.
I'll sing too. It's gonna be his pitch.
I can sing.
I will go back in time. But yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
so-
that could be interesting. I mean, depending on what they come up with for it, because it's supposed to take place. I'm assuming by then, just before. So he's just gonna be like tooling around in the desert on Tatooine, right? For the whole movie, killing all sand people. That's the whole movie, right there. Okay,
No,
maybe
I'm pretty
not that
sure it
movie.
goes beyond that. Before leading up into when he took refuge on Tatooine.
Okay.
Well, actually, maybe. I don't know.
That's the whole third act.
It depends on how much of the prequel they can utilize.
Well, I mean, what do you mean? How much of it they're going to utilize?
Well, in the end, spoilers of the third episode 3, where he takes one child to Tatooine, well, the Outer Rim, and he's like, I have some people there, which is Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, and they raise Luke Skywalker to be that angsty Jedi.
Yes.
And then Obi-Wan is kind of there to be as a kind of guardian from far away, from afar.
I wonder though if they'd have like him having to protect the babies. That's like the thing, like how he fights across the galaxy trying to get these babies to their destination, Yoshi Island style, where they have to get the babies there. But then he's got to fight his way through Sith, that baby killing Sith, specifically baby killing Sith. He's got to fight his way through, and then by the end he drops off the babies and then sits in the desert for a while.
Right.
Credits.
Still, it does make sense for them to do it. There's a lot of stuff that, even though they've covered, there's a lot of stuff that they haven't covered. And in the prequel, a lot of people really like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. That was like one of the bright spots of the prequel.
Yeah. I agree. Should have kept Mace Windu somehow. And he could have survived. He needed to survive. Just be somewhere else, some other planet. Keep staying hidden. But yeah I liked his Obi-Wan.
If this rumor does pan out, that'll be awesome. Here's hoping it does.
I agree.
And finally,
Hmm?
It's the Muppet Show!
are you ready? The Muppets are back on TV. Going to be.
Now they're going to be network or Disney?
Network.
Oh.
So this is actually something that's going to be on ABC. You want to describe it, Corey?
Sure. It's basically the adult version of the Muppets, as you put it earlier.
After
Well,
Dark.
No,
Muppets.
not like that.
Muppets After Dark.
But it's gonna be, if you ever watch The Office,
The American Office.
The American Office, it's gonna be similar to that. It's gonna be basically following the Muppets outside of the Muppet Show.
So it's like a mockumentary style too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a muppumentary.
I see. Yeah, I see what you did there. That's good.
So, yeah, and then they're going to have their little cutscenes where they have their own little talking when they can talk to the camera. They can do all of that. Yeah, and it looks pretty awesome. It's a good way to bring the Muppets back in a modern time without... I mean, they already kind of did the movie with it back with Jason Segel.
Most Wanted? Is that the last one? The most recent one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the one before that was...
Wait, was Jason Segel in that one?
I still have to watch it.
Was that the one with... It was like Walter growing... Was it Walter?
Well, look, it was evil Kermit Constantine.
Oh, yeah, that
was
one
Most
was the
Wanted.
most recent one, Most Wanted. Got it. Okay. Jason Segel wasn't in that one. I totally forgot about
What was
that
the
one.
one before that? Just the Muppets?
The Muppet movie, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they're bringing it to TV.
Should I just play the clip?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. We'll have the Muppets describe it to you.
Excuse me, everybody, can I have your attention? I have some really great news. ABC wants to put on an all-new primetime series starring the Muppets.
God bless America and its magnificent broadcasting company.
The show's going to be all about our personal lives. I hate the 405. Behind the scenes.
How'd the surgery go?
Oh, fine. But I kept biting the stitches off, so I threw this thing on.
Our relationships.
I don't see how it's ever going to work out with you and
You can say it, Dad. He's a bear.
Sort of an adult Muppet show.
If you have children, how will you raise them? Where will they go to the bathroom? In the woods?
Okay, that is an offensive stereotype.
How about we film the series in that crazy handheld documentary style and have cutaways to one-on-one interviews? Cut to interviews? That is just a totally overused device to make easy jokes. You know, talking to the camera about how you really feel and then cutting back and saying something completely different. I just hate that. I love it. Great device.
What has 2 ears, a snout, and isn't doing the show? Kermit! What a pleasant surprise to see you and whoever you are.
Are you kidding? We made like 6 movies together, 3 TV shows. We did love letters for a month at the Fisher Theater in Detroit.
I want to say, Gary?
Sure, let's go with Gary.
I really hope you're not turning it down because of us.
This has nothing to do with who and what. I hear you moved on.
What can I say, guys? I'm attracted to pigs.
Kermit.
The band. They're always happy. Legally now.
Piggy.
The pig is back and ready to put on a...
Fozzie.
Trust me.
And
Some incredibly obscure muffins that no one remembers.
And you are,
I think I was in a holiday special or something.
They're all back.
This just in.
Like you've never seen them before.
Thanks, that's very generous. Why'd you change your mind?
This is my family. You know, Harry, the tooth guy.
Right.
That blue one over there. No, I didn't quit the movie to be with Kermit. Where did you get that from? I mean, why would you even think that?
So gimmicky.
You made my life a bacon-wrapped hole on Earth.
Which way do I turn the knob if I think this Muppet Show is terrible?
To the left.
We'll go any further.
Sure it will. I turned mine so far I broke it.
So yes, ABC's Tuesdays this fall.
Looks like it's gonna be awesome.
I laughed at it. I thought it was funny.
I had a pretty good hearty heart.
I'm glad I heard. This is the first I'd heard about it, so I'm glad I heard about it. Learning new stuff. That's what we do here on the podcast.
Woo. Yeah.
I learn stuff. Yeah. But yeah, that's good. Hopefully it's as good as the trailer was. I have to. I guess. Wait. When does it start? Or has it started?
They just said fall.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This fall.
So it's fall. Okay.
But on Channel 7, or well, SoCal here would be ABC 7. But yeah, ABC, wherever you're at.
Wherever you're at, that's where it will be.
Some places ABC's Channel 5. You know.
No, that's true. It's weird like that. Okay. Is that everything?
Yes.
Oh.
I think that's everything for now.
That we want to talk about?
Yeah. Kermit's happy.
Kermit is happy about this news.
All the Kermits are.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Very happy.
All the excitement. So exciting. That brings us to the end of this podcast with TV shows and movies and Disney.
Movies.
A lot of movies.
Yeah, it's been a while in catching up on stuff.
Yes, we...
yeah, a lot of trailers, a lot of things to catch up on.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd seen any of the new stuff either. Well, he saw some stuff, so we had a few updates. So, Poltergeist's okay. Pitch Perfect. Okay, see the first one. First one better.
If you saw the first one, you see the second.
You can see the second one. It's okay. It's good. Short thing. So there's your recommendations. I have none. I have yet to see anything. Ben's too busy. Hasn't had a chance to see anything. So
yeah,
maybe next time I'll be able to watch something and throw it out there. If not, Corey will. Corey sees a lot of stuff. He's our movie man.
I'll probably see something before then.
He'll be back with another review for you.
Yeah. Hopefully it's more than okay.
Hopefully it's something that blows his mind. Exactly.
I need to choose the movie right then.
You choose one that's like, okay, this is going to go. Jurassic... Was that this Friday?
That's
Jurassic World is.
Yeah. So technically you could see the midnight showing and then report back on it the next... later
technically.
Yeah.
We'll see. Possibly.
So tune in next week for a possibly new review for you from Corey.
All right.
He'll let you know what to see and what not to see and what maybe to see if you have time and spare money.
Jurassic World. I'm excited for it.
You're excited for it, so it's probably going to be a meh. But we'll see. Okay. So where can they find us online? Where
find us? You can find us on Facebook.com/Taco Knights Podcast. You can also
Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at Taco Knights
Minus the
Podcast
cough.
won't fit, so it's just Taco Nights at Taco Nights. That's our Twitter handle. Was our Instagram the same handle?
Instagram is Taco Nights Podcast.
Okay, so that's the full one. It's just the Twitter one that's the shortened one.
Mm-hmm.
And then email.
Taco Nights Podcast.
At
gmail.com.
there you go.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Hey. He's so happy.
All 5 of us now.
Yes, all 5 of us and Kermit. Well done. And those are the places you can find us. But till we meet again or listen again, I've been your host, Keikoa, and with me tonight has been Ben. Corey.
Hey, all right.
Kermit. There you go. Happy to be here. As always, thanks for listening. Until next time.